Well, I think one of the biggest challenges marketers face is how you make sense of the landscape that's out there at the moment. 10 years ago, you basically had a selection of above-the-line media to put your money in, decide how you're going to allocate it across those channels. And now, for the talk that I'm giving, I went on the internet and I just refreshed my memory on marketing, and I found the 4 Ps, and then when I trawled a bit harder, I ended up finding the 16 Ps of how diverse now it's become in terms of disciplines and in terms of channels. So a marketer today must put a tremendous amount of energy and effort into finding a way of bringing those disciplines together. Because when you have a consistent message and your touch points, your brand touch points, all give the same tonality, the same personality, the same brand character, your money works infinitely harder. And though everyone would agree on the theory, I think, to achieve it is the big challenge. Collaboration often means that you have little choice of who you work with. The client will say, I need you to talk to my internal communications company or my PR company or even my digital agency. So the trick is, if you're lead agency, you normally have the responsibility of coming up with the big idea that is then supposed to cascade down. And in my experience, the way that you make it work is you bring all of the partners on that journey with you, so they don't feel that they're just being given something to execute. They feel that they, at every stage of the journey, have input. If they come up with a better idea, it's on the table and we go with it. But when we go through every particular milestone, everybody has to buy into it, from inception through to completion. And I think that helps to allay the sensitivity around, oh, well, it's the ad agency telling us what we should be doing. Well, the cradle idea is there a higher form of integration? Because we're wrestling to integrate the communications disciplines, particularly traditional and digital. And my point there is, does the world really need another standalone digital agency or another standalone ad agency? And the answer clearly is no. So, there's the wrestling of the advertising disciplines, but what about the marketing disciplines? What happens if you put a shopper marketing company or a TNS, a research company, or Group M, a media company, around the same table with your advertising communications company? So your focus is shifted more onto the sort of business side of the solutions rather than simply the communication side of the solutions. And when we've tried it and when we've used it, it really has been tremendously inspiring, because people that you don't normally work with make such fantastic contributions to the conversation. When we talk about the challenge of integration, you can't divorce it from the necessity of having something really strong and powerful to integrate. Because integrating rubbish is no point, why would you? So in fact, you'd probably work against you even more than if you didn't integrate it. So every discussion on integration has to have a discussion on quality of content, quality of work. And my point is, you need to choose a partner who is absolutely committed, whether it's a traditional channel, like, for example, the Unilever brief we got for Omo Skip, which produced the ooh ooh ah ah slap slap campaign, which went viral. I mean, it was tremendous. Classic example of traditional channel, but doing it in a way that is really unexpected and relevant and clever. Or you've got to find an innovative new way of communicating, and I showed today the example with, for example, our skip installation in the V&A waterfront. The budget was there to just communicate this new eco-friendly packaging, and installation was not what the client had in mind, and yet it worked tremendously well. The PR from that alone more than justified the money spent on it. So it's doing traditional channels as well as you possibly can. It's finding new channels, and then it's integrating the great quality of thinking in a way, in a framework, in a structure that enhances what actually comes out at the end.